أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا Muhammad وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of the Almighty Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all thanks due to Allah, the one and only, and Allah's blessings be on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his messenger, and these blessings to be extended to his household and his companions, and those of us that follow his footsteps to the day of judgment. My brothers and sisters, we want to continue our last video in which we talk about setting targets in Ramadan. We stressed in the previous video how important it is for us to set targets in the month of Ramadan. What do you want to achieve by the end of the month? Now, in this quick video, we just want to quickly give us some suggestions of what targets we can set for ourselves so that by the end of Ramadan, we can now thank the Almighty Allah that yes, we have achieved this or that. Now, brothers and sisters, let us have it in mind that this Ramadan we are in might be the last one that we are going to spend on the surface of earth. Nobody is sure or certain that he will witness another month of Ramadan before he passes away. So, brothers and sisters, both the speaker and the listener, this might be our last Ramadan to spend on earth. Therefore, let us do what we can do. Let us try as much as possible to utilize the opportunities that Allah has given us in this month, for our own benefits. When we worship Allah, Allah has nothing to gain in our worship. It is we that are going to gain a lot while worshiping the Almighty Allah, because He's going to reward us abundantly for whatever we do. And whoever refuses to worship Him, then He preserves very serious punishment for those who deny Him. We just want to make some suggestions. For example, in this Ramadan, it is not too late for us to set targets. We mentioned the importance of reading the Holy Quran. If you have not completed the whole Quran in this month, it is not too late for you. We still have about 16 days to the end of Ramadan. Therefore, you can set a target that at the end of this Ramadan, I want to complete the whole Quran if you haven't done so. So, and if you cannot understand Arabic, you can read the Quran in any language you understand, so that you'll be able to understand what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, the message is passing to you in the Holy Quran. So do not rely on preachers or on other people to know what is in the Quran. Read it yourself, digest it, and utilize the message. Another thing that we want to stress is that if you have the opportunity to observe the Taraweeh prayer, that is the prayer that we normally observe after the Isha prayer, although it is Sunnah, but if you have the opportunity to observe it in congregation, please do so if you have not been doing that from the beginning of Ramadan. Then, more importantly, the Tahajjud prayer, that is the night prayer that we normally observe during the third part of the night before the Sahur. This prayer is very, very important, because this is the time when the mind of human beings are always focused to the Almighty Allah. Why? Because at that time, all other people are sleeping. But for you to get up at that time, it's not easy to get up at that time. Then for you to get up and worship the Almighty Allah, pray towards Him. In fact, whatever supplication you make at that time is expressly accepted. So the Prophet said that someone who observed the Tahajjud prayer is like like stone in the hand of his enemies, while someone who refuses to observe the Tahajjud prayer is like paper in the hands of his enemies. Therefore, if you want protection from the Almighty Allah against all your adversaries, this is the best time for you to wake up and pray to the Almighty Allah. And remember what you have said earlier, that in the month of Ramadan, whatever sunnah you observe, you have the reward of a compulsory salat. And when you observe a compulsory act, you have 70 reward for each act that is compulsory. We want to quickly mention that regarding the reading of the Holy Quran, the Prophet said that when you read the Quran, you get 10 rewards for each letter you read in the Holy Quran. Then he made further explanation that when he said kalima, that he was not talking about a word, he was talking about a letter like alif, ba. Now imagine if you read the entire Quran. Now all the letters in the Quran from the beginning to the end, if you multiply it then by 10, you can imagine the kind of reward you are going to get from the Almighty Allah. Now that you are doing that in Ramadan, then it's going to be rewarded in many folds. Now another thing that we can emphasize and try to do in Ramadan is giving sadaqah, that is charity. Let us try as much as possible to give as much charity as we can. Do not say that no, I'm not rich. That is a monopoly of the rich. No, give whatever you can. The Prophet ﷺ said that fear Allah, even if it is with a piece of tamar, that is a piece of date. If it is only one piece of date that you've got at home as extra, then you can give that as sadaqah, and Allah will reward you for that. So someone who gives sadaqah of small amount may get reward that is bigger than someone who gives out a very big amount. It depends on the niyyah, the intention with which you have given out your sadaqah. Now, another thing we can do to get a lot of reward in Ramadan is Umrah. We have mentioned earlier that whoever performs Umrah in Ramadan will get the reward of Hajj. So, and we also said earlier that performing Hajj means Allah will cleanse you from all your previous sins, and you come out of the Umrah as if you are just born newly. And at the same time, the Prophet said that whoever performs Hajj, that Allah, if you perform Hajj with the intention of reward from the Almighty Allah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you with paradise. And finally, we must try as much as possible, if you are able to do so, to do what we call i'tikaf. I'tikaf is an act of staying in masjid for the last 10 days of Ramadan. The Prophet ﷺ used to do this in Ramadan, and according to the hadith, the narration of the Prophet ﷺ, that the first time the Prophet ﷺ did the i'tikaf when he stayed in the mosque, he did not stop doing it till he died. So the idea behind i'tikaf is that it gives us the opportunity, to withdraw ourselves from the bustles of this world now and dedicate our entire time to the Almighty Allah. So therefore, while in the mosque, your mind is completely taken away from your business, from your friends, from your families, and you are completely focused on the worship of the Almighty Allah. Now, at that time, your intention it means it's like you have completely absorbed yourself to the presence of the Almighty Allah. So you do nothing during the itikaf than to worship Allah, to read the Quran, to make dua towards the Almighty Allah for whatever you want Allah to do for you. And at the end of it all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will now reward you abundantly. And remember that worshiping Allah, that dua is part of worship. There is one saying in among the Arabs that says, "Al-insanu in tas'aluhu yaghdab, wallahu in lam tas'aluhu yaghdab." If you ask a man for a favor, you continue to ask a man for a favor, at a point he gets angry. He becomes very angry. He doesn't like you. That, oh, this guy is coming again with his problem. But the Almighty Allah gets angry if you do not call for his favor. Therefore, asking Allah's favors, praying to the Almighty Allah for whatever you want in this world is part of worship. Allah loves it. He likes it. So much that he said in the Quran that whoever refuses to call him or to pray towards him, that Allah will punish him for doing so. And remember that whatever you do in Ramadan will be rewarded in manifold. And finally, we want to remind us of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's saying in the Quran, where he compares the likeness of those who spend on the way of the Almighty Allah with a grain of corn that is planted in the ground, and when it comes out in manifold. A grain comes out with 7 ears, and each ear contains about 100 grains. Allah said that he will continue to multiply and multiply for those who fear Allah. At this point, I want to tell us that, brothers and sisters, let us get up and do whatever we can humanly do to make sure that we reap the reward of Ramadan before it ends. Who knows? This Ramadan might be the last one for you and me. And who knows that in this Ramadan, Allah will forgive a lot of people and will remove a lot of people from the hellfire and place them into the paradise. So let us be among those who Allah will save from the hellfire and give the certificate of paradise. On this note, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.